everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle and this is Danielle's Books. Thanks for stopping by. This video is going to be a winter reading vlog. I read 5 books in this video. I technically have already read all the books, filmed the whole video. This is just the intro. Also, it's freezing cold where I live, so sorry about the whole blanket vibe, but like I literally need it. Let's talk about the 5 books that I read in this. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I would love to have you. Give this video a thumbs up and check out the description box because I'll have all these books linked down below as well as everywhere else you can find me and all that good stuff. So the 5 books that I read in this video are Dead of Winter by Kealan Patrick Burke. This is a short story collection set in, well, winter. Next up, we have Who Goes There, the novella that formed the basis of The Thing. This is a sci-fi horror, and this is also set in winter, so I had to read that. Next up, we have This Is Where We Talk Things Out by Caitlin Marceau. This is, well, you guessed it, short story set in winter. This is a novella, actually, and you'll see me read this one in this video. Next up, we have A Cold Place for Dying by Christopher Triana, and this one is also a horror novella and nice and short, and you'll see me read this one in this video. And then last up in this video, you'll see me read Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. And those are the 5 books that I get through in this vlog, and I hope that you enjoy it. I'm trying to hold them up. And yeah, if you've read any of these, comment down below, let me know your thoughts about the books, and because I would love to know. And with that, let's just jump right into about like 2 weeks ago at this point when I started reading these books. All right, hello. It is currently 7 a.m. and I am reading my first book. My bookmark is at the bottom, whatever, don't mind that. And that is A Cold Place for Dying by Christopher Triana. Now, I have to admit, I'm already like 70 pages into it. 74 to be exact, chapter 18. So let me backtrack a little bit, tell you what this is about. And I will say, my whole goal was I really wanted to read, obviously, very wintry books. That's the whole point of this vlog. And this one definitely delivers on that front. But I am thinking that this might only be like a 3-star book, which is a bummer because I had higher hopes for it, unless the ending doesn't go in the way that I'm seeing it going. So let me give you a synopsis. So we're following Joe, who, it's Christmas Eve, and he's just kind of wanting to kind of like retreat from his life a little bit and find some peace on the mountain. He's always been very good at archery, and so he doesn't really have any family anymore. So he is like, I'm gonna go to the mountain, I'm gonna find my peace, I'm gonna go hunt, I've got my bow and arrow, and you know, it's just gonna be a nice peaceful getaway. He leaves his phone in the car because he's like, that could be a distraction, I don't need it, whatever. So he's in the middle of hunting. He finds a big buck, and as he's like getting ready to shoot, I guess, a woman who is like barefoot, freezing cold, no jacket, like hysterical, like shoots by, and they interact. And she's very skeptical of him, and kind of vice versa. She's telling him that like she's been kidnapped, she's running away from her captor, and you know, she's feeding him this whole story. Then a little while later, like a chapter later, we stumble across the man who is looking for this woman. She finally tells Joe her name and says it's Nicole, but this guy is like, I'm looking for this woman named Katie. Have you seen her? This is what she looks like, blah, 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 blah. I'm her husband, and they both are feeding him their own stories, which don't exactly line up. And so basically this whole story is Joe trying to figure out who to trust between the two, because the husband is like, she's very mentally unstable and you can't really trust anything she's saying. And she's like, no, this guy like literally kidnapped me, has been abusing me. He's a cop, and so I can't really go to the police because they're all in on this. It's a whole, situation. And so this whole book, we're following them all. This little triangle of characters running around in the mountains, very snowy, a blizzard's about to come, and we're trying to figure out who you can trust and who you can't. And Joe's basically doing the same thing. Now, like I said at the beginning, I like the atmosphere. You really feel like you're there. It kind of feels like almost you're reading, like, I could see this being played out on film, because Christopher Triana just paints the settings so well. And so that is something I give a bonus to. But I have my idea of how the ending is going to go. If the ending goes that way, this will be a 3-star. If it goes a different way, it might be a 4-star. This will definitely not be a 5-star. I know that for sure. Because you're only with these 3 characters the whole way, and it's only like 114 pages or something like that. So I feel like nothing really like twisty or shocking can happen at the end. And so I'm like, it seems pretty predictable, but we'll see. So yeah, that's what I'm currently starting with. And then I think the next book that I'm going to go into is going to be, this is where we talk things out. But I still gotta kind of figure out my plans here. But yeah, I wanted to give an update before I just totally blow through this book, because like I said, I'm literally on page 74 of a 114 page book. So I will catch up with you at the end for an update, and we'll see how this rating plays out. So I will see you in a second. All right, I just finished my first book for the vlog. I finished A Cold Place for Dying by Christopher Triana, and I'm going to give this a 3-star. Not my favorite by him. I've liked books of his in the past, but this is definitely not a new favorite. I thought that the book was fairly predictable, and there were still things that I liked about it though. Like I said, I really liked the atmosphere. I liked the kind of like the adventure, like for survival for these characters, especially Joe. And like I kind of said in the beginning, he was just like trying to like mind his own business, go to the mountains Christmas Eve, get away from everything, and then he kind of got roped into this a whole triangle. And yeah, 3 stars. Not my favorite. But unfortunately, this was also the way that I started my year, was with this book. I thought that it was going to be a little bit better, but whatever. So next up, I'm going to do, this is where we talk things out. I can put the book cover on the screen. This person just pulled up next to me, so that's super awkward. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that book next. I actually have the audiobook for that book, so hopefully we should be able to get through that one pretty quick. And then I'm not really sure what's next on the docket, but you'll know as soon as I finish that next book. Maverick is currently in the back right now, sleeping. I'm gonna go home, put him down for a nap, and then hopefully I can maybe knock out that book in one sitting, because I think that is only an hour audiobook, so we should be able to get through it pretty quickly. So I might be able to finish a few books in one day. It's currently 12 o'clock. I had to obviously watch my kid, so I couldn't read during that whole time, but that's okay. We're getting a little nap break here, so I can get some reading done hopefully. And I'm really excited about that book because I've heard really, really great reviews. I hadn't heard much about A Cold Place for Dying, so I didn't really know what to expect going into it. But I have heard really great things about this next book. So my expectations are kind of high, but we shall see if I like it or not, and I'm excited to give it a try. So let's start that book, and I will give you, honestly, it's 85 pages or something like that. So I'm not sure when I'll give an update, but I would like to try and give a mid-book update for all of these books, obviously. But we'll see. This one's a little bit short, so whatever. You'll see what's going on in the next clip. So I'll see you then. All right. It is currently, what time is it? 1:30, I believe. Let me see here. 1:34, and I'm currently about halfway through. This is where we talk things out, and I am really intrigued by this story. In this one, we're following Miller, who is in her 30s. She's kind of had an estranged relationship with her mother because her mom doesn't approve of her relationship. She's dating a woman, and her mom just does not like her fiance Florence. And her mom Sylvie has been stalking her, trying to rebuild a relationship with her. Sorry, my hair is pissing me off. Sylvie's been stalking her, trying to get her relationship with her daughter back. Her husband and Miller's dad had died, and so Miller was and Sylvie was like, can we go on a trip together, a weekend getaway? And Miller was like, okay, fine. And Florence, who was her fiance, was really trying to get her to stay home because obviously she doesn't trust Sylvie. Sylvie treated her like shit and them as a couple like shit, and so there's this whole thing. They end up, Miller and Sylvie end up going to this cabin in the, kind of far away. And basically Sylvie is trying to recreate her past, essentially. First of all, Miller didn't know that Sylvie actually owns this cabin that's way up in the snowy mountains or wherever. In the middle of nowhere. And so she gets to the cabin, and Miller's like, why does this place look exactly like our old home? What did you do? Were the owners okay with this? And Sylvie's like, actually, I bought this, and I was just trying to recreate memories from our past. She's clearly taking things way too far. Miller is going through the drawers in her room at the cabin, and Sylvie has gotten clothes that replicate ones that she wore as a child. I think I'm not going to say any more than this. Obviously, I don't know any more than this because I'm still reading the book, but I think that the best way, I went into this pretty much knowing absolutely nothing, and the story moves so quickly, so I think that I probably am not going to say any more than that because it's such a short story, and I don't want anything to be ruined or anything, so I won't have an update until the end of the book, and I might not even say any more about the book even then, because I think that the less you know, it feels like the less you know going into it, the better, because I've had a really great reading experience with this one so far, but I think that things are going to get crazy in a little bit because we technically haven't gotten to the isolation part of the book yet. Clearly there's going to be a snowstorm that is going to keep them locked in this cabin. I think that that's not really a spoiler. It's a winter horror book. I feel like that's kind of what happens in all of them. So I haven't really gotten to that point yet, and I think that things will probably end up getting wild when we get to that point. So I'm excited to finish this. I have about a half hour left in the audiobook. I'm doing both together, so I'm excited to finish this up and give you an update when I have finished. All right. It is currently, let's see, 2:37, and I have finished. Sorry, the lighting is a little weird in this room. This is where we talk things out. This is a 5-star. I honestly wish that I started my year reading this book because I would have started with a 5-star, but it's okay. This book was awesome. I really, really enjoyed this story. It's so fast moving. It had me intrigued the entire time. I was satisfied with the writing. I was also satisfied with how it ended. I mean, you don't love to read it, but I was very, this book really worked for me, and I'm really excited that I finally read it because honestly, I've had it for quite a while, and I've also had the audiobook for quite a while. So, another one checked off. Next up, I'm going a little bit out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to start Who Goes There, the novella that's based on, or the novella that formed the basis of The Thing. So, a couple reasons why I want to read this. I want to try and see if I can put my phone down. I don't know that I can. Sorry. Okay. A couple reasons why I want to read that book. A, winter. That's the whole point of this vlog. B, the title, Who Goes There. I'm going to make a solid attempt at doing the buzzword readathon or whatever buzzword reading challenge that Kayla from Books and Lala does every single year. The word for January is there, or there. And so there's in the title of this book. So this book will count. It's another short one, so I'm really excited about it. I also have the audiobook for this one on Hoopla. I know pretty much nothing going into this book. I have not seen The Thing, nor do I really know much about it, so I'm going in very blind to the whole plot, which I'm kind of excited about. I have heard that people prefer the movie to the book, and I'm not going to really be able to touch much on that, but I'm just excited to see if it's a story that I like. Science fiction is not, it's technically horror, with science fiction, as the subplot, I think. Science fiction is definitely not a genre that I touch very frequently / at all, so it'll be interesting to see if I can get into the story, if it'll feel too scientific or whatever, but I'm really excited about it. Can I get 3 books done in one day? I will certainly try, but Maverick is probably going to get up from his nap soon, so I might have to take a little bit of a reading break, but he will obviously go to bed tonight, and so I'll have more reading time later if I can't get through a good chunk of it now. So you will see in the next clip what I get done, and I'm excited to give this book a start. So let's go for book number 3. All right, it is currently the end of the day, and I finished Who Goes There, and I'm going to give this 3 stars. I honestly, just not my type of book. It's very science fiction and very, very slow. It took half the book, and it's a short book, to even get to the action. We're following this huge group of scientists. There's 37 of them or something, who are on an expedition or something, and they stumble across this spaceship. They find this alien frozen over, and for 50 pages they decide if they're going to thaw this thing out or not. They do. The thing comes to life, and this thing shapeshifts. It takes form of people and acts how they would act and everything. So yeah, that was pretty cool and everything, but a little too sciencey, very much so slow. Honestly, I was planning to give a mid-book update, but I felt like I just needed to read the whole thing before I forgot something that I was reading. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I just felt like if I took too long of a pause, I was already gonna like forget what was going on, just because it took a little bit for me to get like attached to the book and all of that. So I just decided to power through it, and I'm definitely going to bed now. But I think my plans for tomorrow are possibly Dead of Winter by, I'm holding it upside down, Dead of Winter by Kealan Patrick Burke and Jimmy the Freak by Charles Colliot and Mark Steensland. I think I'm going to try and get through those two tomorrow, and then maybe we'll try and get to a couple more. I have my sights set on Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates and what was the other one? Snow by Ronald Malfi, and I'm not sure. I had a couple more that I thought about getting to, but I'm not exactly sure how long I want this vlog to run, so I'm going to end off here, go to bed. You'll see me tomorrow morning. I'll probably start with the Kealan Patrick Burke one, and it should be a good time. So I will check in with you tomorrow. All right. Hello. It is currently the next day, and I wanted to pop in and give an update. I have started Dead of Winter by Kealan Patrick Burke, and I finished 3 stories. It's a collection all based around winter, and the first story, Snowman, has been my favorite so far. It's either Snowman or Snowmen, and that one was kind of creepy and just really well done. It's like a kid who sees 2 snowmen out his window, and they're just like literally staring at him, and then you know, things escalate from there. And then the next 2, one of them was something Father Christmas, and then the other one, I'm about to come to like a stop and park so I can talk, so then I can give you the story titles and my ratings. That first story I would give 5 stars to, and then the next 2 I think was a 2 and a 3. But let me get parked so I can give you the info for sure. But I'm really liking the collection as a whole. It's like obviously the perfect time of year to be reading it because it's all set in winter time. So this is my second Kealan Patrick Burke read. I read Sour Candy last year and really liked that one. That was a 5-star short story for me, and I still kind of think about that short story every now and again, so that's when like I kind of know that I gave it the right rating, and I had a good time with it because I'm still thinking about it. So very deserving of the 5-star. All right, let's get parked. Here we go. All right, I'm currently parked at a Walmart. This is kind of usually where I park if I talk in the car. Okay, here we go. Snowman, I gave 5 stars. Doomsday, Father Christmas, I gave 2 stars. And then Black Static, I gave 3 stars. Neither of those really hit the spot for me, but I've heard that the next story that I have to read, which is Visitation Rights, is a really good one, and so I have high hopes for that one. And then something else I wanted to mention about this was that in the back of this, he gave a whole list of recommended books that have to do with the winter, and it's all horror books. So I'll hold it up to the camera, and if you want to get some ideas for yourself, you can pause the video and get some ideas. There you go. Hopefully that works, because I think that's really awesome. And actually some of the ones that I'm reading in this vlog are featured in this list, so I think that that's pretty cool. But yes, I'm about to start the story, Visitation Rights, and I'm very excited about it. So I will give you another update when I might honestly just finish the whole collection, because I think I have like 3 or 4 stories left, because then it'll be like I gave an update after 3 stories, and then I'll give another one at the end. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So I'll probably give an update at the very end. Looks like the last story is a very, very long one, so I'm not super excited about that, but we shall see how it goes. We'll update you when I'm done with this, and we'll probably be back at the house. So see you in the next clip. All right, hello everybody. It has been quite a few days since my last update in this vlog. So it is currently a Saturday, and we just got plummeted with about a foot of snow here in Illinois, so that's been fun. I'm currently sitting in the car waiting for Zach and Mav. I am out here starting it so that it gets a little bit warm, so Maverick is getting in a warm car, because tomorrow is when the temperature completely drops here as well. So basically all of the snow is just going to turn to ice, and that's not all that fun. But you're not here to hear me talk about that. You're here to hear me talk about books. So I've not made any further progress in Dead of Winter by Kealan Patrick Burke, but I have started Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates, and that book I am 130 pages maybe into, 150, somewhere around there. I have 3 hours left in the audiobook, and I'm really enjoying this one, I'm happy to say. This is my second Darcy Coates read. Obviously this one is set in the winter time, which again, that's the whole vibe of this vlog right here. I had intended to read this for, well, this is Zach and I's buddy read for the Patreon, for the podcast, and we're gonna do a whole episode deep dive on it, blah 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 blah, all that good stuff. So this one we're following a bunch of strangers who are kind of stuck together at this cabin, and they're all on their way to like a retreat or whatever in the Rocky Mountains, and they start getting picked off one by one. The main girl that we're dealing with is Krista, and her boyfriend was like the first one who went missing, and I don't remember his name, Kiernan. He like went missing on like the first day or something, so we don't really know what's going on with him other than the fact that he's missing. But they are, like I said, getting picked off one by one. The bus driver has been picked off. He kind of seemed like sketchy to begin with, and then we're kind of figuring out who's next, basically. And they're all like essentially fighting for survival because they know that they're getting picked off one by one. It's been a very fun story. It's definitely winter vibes, like it's literally set in the winter. And I really like the like cast of characters we're dealing with. We have like a father-son on this retreat. We have Krista, who, like I said, is our main girl. And then we have a 911 dispatcher. Her name is Simone. We have Alexis. I don't remember what her job is, but that's irrelevant. We have Steve and Miri. I think are their names. They're like a married couple. And we have like a DJ in the group, and Dennis, I think, is another one. Denny, something like that. I don't know. It's like 8 people. So it's been a lot of people to keep track with, but it's actually been easy to keep track of the people because like I've said 500 times, like Chris is our main girl, and then we have all these other people, but it hasn't been too confusing to keep track of all those other people and like who they are and everything, because they have kind of she did a good job like laying out who's who and everything like right at the beginning. I've actually been taking notes for this book too, and yeah, I'm excited to just keep going in it. I'm really liking it. I've heard that this book actually gets pretty like creepy, and I'm looking forward to that because a lot of Darcy's books get like pegged as like cozy horror, and I've heard that this one kind of like goes a little bit further than that, so I'm excited to see those parts come in. I mean, it kind of has like one of the I think this might even be in the synopsis. the bus driver, the tour guide or whatever, his head was like completely severed and like hanging on a tree outside of the cabin that they're all stuck in. And then like all his teeth were presumably removed and like stuck to the glass or like the window pane of the cabin. So that was like a little interesting. I don't know, but I'm excited to keep going with this. I'm planning to finish this book today, Saturday, like I said, and then I'll probably just keep reading. Like, I only have, I think, 4 stories left in Dead of Winter by Kealan Patrick Burke, and so I'm planning to finish that probably today too, because it's not like they're very long stories. And so then hopefully I can get you a review for both of those today, and how fun that both of them have the same book title. So yeah, I'll get you another update soon. And then I don't know if I'm gonna have any more books actually after these 2, because I've already reviewed 3, so that would be like 5 books in one video. I'm not sure. I have like a couple more winter books that I do want to read, but I wanted this vlog to be done a while ago, but you know, things came up and I didn't really start reading this book until 4 a.m. this morning. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. We're gonna run a couple errands. I have the audiobook and I'm also physically reading it. Not currently, because I'll be in the car, but I have been following along doing both. So I'll just catch up with you in the next clip when I have more of an update. All right, hello everybody. I am here to end this video. I have 2 more updates. I finished Dead of Winter and Dead of Winter, and let's see, let me finish this one because I'm not going to really talk about it too much because it's just a bunch of short stories. Kealan Patrick Burke just knows what he's doing. He knows how to write a short story very, very well. He knows how to pack a punch in so few pages. Now, I am going to rate this 3.5 stars because I had 2 5-star books and then everything else was basically like a 3-star. I had a couple 2-star books. My favorites were Snowmen, which was that first story, and Visitation Rights, which is the 4th story. Visitation Rights was crazy and it was like 6 pages long, so absolutely nuts. But I really, really enjoyed this collection. If you're looking for just a really short story collection and you want like those winter vibes, I would definitely recommend this one. I think that it hits, it delivers, and I think that, you know, everyone will have different preferences on their favorite stories. So just because I'm rating this 3.5 stars doesn't mean I didn't like it. I actually really, really liked it. So there you have that. Also, it's currently -15 degrees at where we live. -15 degrees. The like real field temperature is -34 degrees. So yeah, I've got my blanket, I've got my hood, and I am just wildly cold. Sorry, the computer was casting a glare on my glasses and everything. So sorry that I look kind of like a bum right now, but it is so freaking cold. You might actually be able to hear the heater that we have going in the background. I am like so paranoid about having Maverick in like this really cold you know, atmosphere at our house. Our house is freezing cold and I've just got a bunch of heaters going, so I really can't turn them off, so I apologize for that. But you're not here to hear me talk about that either. So let's talk about Darcy Coates' Dead of Winter. I really, 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 really enjoyed this one. I've only read one other Darcy Coates book, and that was The Haunting of Rookwood House. That one didn't work for me as well because I thought like the main character in that book was like insufferable. Not the case with this one. Well, there are some points where I was like, girl, you've got to like figure some shit out right now. But this one, I can't remember where I left off the last time I talked about it. I think we had like just met everybody and like only like one kill happened. This book definitely goes there in like the creepy department, And I don't think this one is like as cozy as Darcy is known for. I think I maybe was also talking about that too. So as this book went on, more people were picked off. There's a bookmark in here because Zach is currently reading this one. And so, yeah, more people obviously get picked off. You kind of know that. Everyone gets picked off one by one. And I'm giving this 4 stars. This had all of the makings to be a 5-star book, but I predicted like 80% of the reveal pretty early on in the book. I obviously didn't get everything right to a T, but I thought that it was pretty predictable. However, it was still really enjoyable, even though I kind of like had my suspicions and predictions and everything, and like a lot of those ended up being right. That didn't really take away from my enjoyment at all, because I thought that this was such a well-crafted book. And Darcy really like crosses her T's and dots her I's. Like she really like makes sure everything lines up, and I really enjoy that. And so yeah, this could have been a 5-star book if it just wasn't that predictable, but I have to give it 4 stars. It was really enjoyable, and this was probably my second favorite book of the vlog. I'm gonna wrap through the 5 books that I read really quick, because just for my sake, honestly, it's been like a week or more since I started this video, and these have been the first 5 books that I've read this year. So just recapping what we read in this. We started with A Cold Place for Dying, and that book was fine. I gave it 3 stars. Next, we went to This Is Where We Talk Things Out, 5 stars. Still 5 stars. I keep thinking about this book, and I finished it like 2 weeks ago now at this point. So what a good one. Then we have Who Goes There, the novella that formed the basis of The Thing. I can't even remember what I gave this one, honestly. I think I gave it 3 stars. This one has not stuck with me at all, just because it was very confusing and just like not my typical genre. So refer to earlier in the video when I said what the rating was, but I think I gave this 3 stars. I don't know. I'm going to stand by whatever I gave it in the moment. And then we have these 2 books, and I just reviewed them. I also love that they're both called Dead of Winter, because, you know, good vibes. So with that, those are the 5 books that I read in this video. Comment down below if you've read any of these books, because I would love to hear your thoughts. And also, if you have any other winter recommendations, I actually really like short winter books, which is kind of what you saw in this. Like I read 4 novellas basically. I really like that, because sometimes like with Dead of Winter, you kind of know what you're getting when you're getting like a winter novel. Like people are going to get picked off. It's an isolated setting. You can sometimes get something a little bit different in like just like a short story. So yeah, if you have any winter recommendations that you have that you loved, comment those down below. If you made it to the end of this video, comment anything winter related, a snowman, a snowflake, whatever, anything. I will take it, and I will love you for it. And with that, don't forget to check the description box down below, because I'll have all of these books linked down below, and you'll find Goodreads, Storygraph, Instagram, TikTok, podcast, anything, anywhere that you can find me. I've been pretty active on all of those places. I am about to go and review all of these on Goodreads and Storygraph. I haven't done that yet because I was waiting for this video to go up. So I will go do that. And then, yeah, I look forward to seeing you everywhere else you can find me. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!